And just to add, I'll tell you what a fraudulent arsehole Giovanni is. He hasn't studied anything. When I met Giovanni in August 2008, he was an unemployed waiter. He actually told me he was having a breakdown. He was having a breakdown because of what Mark Gilchrist, his ex-boyfriend, did to him. And apparently Mark Gilchrist left him in all his debt to do with some holiday around Europe or some shit, I don't know. Don't really care. Because I found out he was saying the same bullshit lies about me. In 2009, a friend of Mark Gilchrist, Jane Harrison, said that's bullshit and basically told me to not trust Giovanni. He used to go over to Mark's place, his boyfriend, like he moved in to that boyfriend. So he just moves into his boyfriend's houses. Like he did to my place, he did to Mark Gilchrist. So Giovanni was living with friends and met Mark Gilchrist and then came over and stayed. And Jane Harrison said, he used to walk in there, throw the furniture around, temper, throw doors, slam doors, and so forth. We're friends of Mark Gilchrist, and they would be there and Giovanni would be chucking a tantrum. He moved into Mark Gilchrist's place. Then he moved down. He lived in another share house in Kensington with Paula. Then he came over to my place and did the same thing, just turned up with a suitcase and stayed. So he moved into my place with my money, my assets, and my belongings. Now, Giovanni hasn't studied fashion design. I have. I don't know why people keep thinking about that, because I think that, Giovanni, this big noted person, Jonathan Craig from Adelaide. I studied design first in 1997 when I studied design fundamentals at TAFE College. Previously to that, I studied fine arts at TAFE College in 1996. So then when I was mugged after work, I said, I'll go back to my design studies. So before I'd met Giovanni, I'd already gone to orientation days and so forth, gone into Emmore Design Centre. This is back when I was with John Cabino, my partner, and even Susie Rouet, who's a friend of John's. So she used to have Bazaar, this sort of knick-knack shop in Balmain. And her husband, Denny Rouet, who was an engineer. Sophie Rouet, their daughter, is a solicitor, and Zena Rouet, who actually did fashion as well. And I used to get along with Zena's the adopted daughter from Korea. And I used to get along with her, and my design, even though I worked as a VLP host at Star Casino, I never lost my design and art. And Susie used to say, you've got to go back to it. So this is when I was still working at Star. She goes, you've got to go back to it. Go see my Emmore Design Centre and do a course. So I did. So this is before I met Giovanni. I applied for the course in 2008. I didn't know. Giovanni didn't know me then, so I keep saying to these people, but you've got timelines wrong, because Giovanni didn't even know me when I applied. I applied to study in 2009. Giovanni met me in September. We started in September 2008. He met me in August 2008. We didn't have anything to do with each other until September 2008. So the day he met me was the Monday after my nephew Brendan's first birthday in August 2008. He met me, and that was it. Exchanged numbers. Then we didn't really have anything to do with each other until September 2008. So I had already gone through everything I was going to do with my studies at Emmore Design Centre. This was already, set out. So I studied the course was design a wearable object. So it does touch on fashion design, costume design, and other aspects as well. But the whole, that was the major of the course. The course itself was Design Events Illustration, Certificate 4 at Emmore Design Centre in 2009. That's what I studied. Then in 2010, I did interior decoration and interior design course, which is, it's Cocoa Republic. But Cocoa Republic was affiliated. It had a school there, which was part of Emmore Design Centre in 2010. So Cocoa Republic used to have a design school that was part of Emmore Design Centre. So here I am with people like Belinda Jeffries, or some deadbeat loser she's a fucking junkie. I'm sorry. She doesn't know her ass from her elbow, and I'm happy to stand up and say this little fuckwit piece of shit who thinks she's king shit building an empire harassed my life. She's only my hairdresser. She involved herself in my life, and I was like, right, if you want to involve yourself in my life when I just go and see you to get a haircut and treatment, if I briefly affiliate with you, it's because you're my hairdresser and nothing more. You've just harassed my life. You don't know me. You shouldn't know me. You're only my fucking hairdresser that gets paid for a service. You're a junkie that's either shoving cocaine up your nose. Your hands stink of fucking cannabis. You're an alcoholic, and that's what you do at your fucking work at La Boutique. So get fucked. if you think I'm a pushover that's going to just let you be this type of person towards me. Because that's who we're talking about as well, who started getting involved. It's like, who is she? My hairdresser? She never knew me before late 2013. I think I'd come back from New Zealand before. I was already in New York and Mexico City back in March 2013. I didn't know her until, like, we'd already been in winter in Australia before I knew her. And I think it was the time that I came back from New Zealand around August, September when I first met her because I was looking for a new hairdresser. I was in winter when I first met her for the first time, so late 2013. So who the fuck does she think she is? Like, I've been saying this for 9 years when I rang the place and said, listen, this fucking hairdresser's turned up to my place again. Who does she think she fucking is? She's only my hairdresser. I go, get paid, like, she gets paid for a service. That's it. What the fuck does she think she's doing, pulling up or driving around my building? Or, like, she sent me a message once saying, oh, Juzzy, we drove past your apartment so we could see you. I'm like, why? Why? You are my hairdresser. What the fuck are you doing, you idiot? So, yeah. And then all these people got involved. So many low-life, scummy people in Sydney got involved and they're sticking up for Giovanni. It's like, good, stick up for him. He committed fraud and he committed forgery, so you're into that as well. You're basically getting someone to get away with fraud and forgery. Go ahead. Stick up for him. Go. Because I don't care if I'm living on the street. I'm not backing down from this. I did study design. Did complete. I did work in design as well. Never had a carer. This is bullshit lies. Never had any money issues. You're a fucking junky piece of scum that harassed my life by looking at what I had in my life and thinking that it was something that it wasn't, which is what these people did. Come into my apartment and see what I owned back in Rushcutters Bay and making up stories. It's like, Ed, I had all this back when I was on almost 50,000 a year in my 20s. Nothing's new. This is all what I had back living in Surrey Hills. We're talking about little scumbag pieces of shit like Belinda Jeffries that should be up on drug distribution charges. Trying to drag me into, it's like, I don't use drugs. Oh, sure, Juzzy. I'm like, no, I don't. I barely drink alcohol. You have an issue, don't project your issues on other people, which is what these people do. It's like, what you're looking at my life, it's like, you don't need to know anything about me. If I'm taking forever to get over a chest infection, that's because I've got an immune deficiency. But again, I don't need to explain my life to you. You get paid to cut my hair and give a hair treatment. I don't have to explain my life to you. You are nobody. You are absolutely fucking nobody in my life at all. In the scheme of things, you are nobody. You are a person that I pay for a service that I get. And that's all you are. And these are the people defending this fucking Giovanni.